If you're a music producer and you're worried about competing with AI, I'm about to show you some ways that you can actually use AI to your advantage instead and boost your career. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to give you like a little peek behind the curtain in the Sync Producer Hub. If you've seen any of my content, you know that I'm always talking about the Sync Producer Hub. It's a community that I am part of. It's run by Anthony Clint Jr., where we get our music into TV and film. So, and I always say there's a lot of courses, and it's more than just courses. It's a program and all of that. But I just wanted to show you what the dashboard looks like once you are a member. And this video in particular, we're going to go over a couple of AI things. So a couple things I want to point out is you will have access, if you're at the VIP level, you'll have access to AI Proofing Your Sync Career, which has all of these modules, right? Just talking about AI, where we are legally with it, what you can and can't do, how to use it to your advantage, all of that kind of stuff. So there's that. We're going to go over the Sync AI Suite producer, the AI producer here. Sync Producer AI Suite. I don't know why I couldn't read it. I think I was trying to read it straight across. Sync Producer AI Suite. We're going to go over that tool, what it can do for you as well. It's got some really cool stuff in there. And then there's also this course down here, AI for Producers Domination Pack, which has even more prompts and tools and things like that you can use to kind of 2x your productivity, basically, and help with a lot of the admin stuff and your music creation process. All right, but what I really want to go over this time is the Sync Producer AI Suite. So I have it open right here. And basically there are 4 tools. There's the Pitch Assistant, the Track Title Generator, the Split Sheet Assistant, and then the Sync Producer GPT. All right, and I'm going to save the Split Sheet Assistant. That's a hard word to say. Split Sheet Assistant. I'm going to save that for the end because I'm actually going to demo it for the first time. Going to put in, the pro information, emails, contacts, generate a split sheet. The cool part about this tool is it can save you some money, and I will show you how it can save you some money. All right, so let's start with the Pitch Assistant. Now, I've been trying this, and I don't think it's quite there yet as a replacement for actually going to the music library's website, doing your own research and finding your own good contact information. And I'll give you a quick demo and show you why. I went through several music libraries, seeing what it would generate. Basically, this email extractor will automatically pull emails from the page, and then you pick the one, if there's more than one, you pick the one that you feel like might be the best one to submit your music with. But I'm just going to use this music library as an option, as a possible. DeWolf Music, right? Pluribus, that's cool. They got a placement there. All right, but anyway, so I'm going to show you how it works. So you just put in the publisher website URL. You hit search, just like that. And in a moment, it will pull up some details about the music library that it pulls off the About Me page. And then it should be able to pull out a contact email as well. So let's see what happens here. All right, so searching 5 submission related pages. So it's still looking for that email address. Here's that publisher overview that I was talking about. It tells you all of the genres and styles that they cover. It looks like they do just about everything in the world. A lot of music libraries are like that. They're either kind of an everything or a specialty, boutique type of music library. DeWolf Music is award-winning independent music production library. We work with composers around the world to create production music for licensing and use in TV, film, online, and more. Now, if you only went to this page, you wouldn't know that they just got that Pluribus placement. And, I don't know about you, but I kind of like that show. It'd be something I'd want to call out. Hey, congrats. It's I think it's nominated for awards. It's well received. Critics love it, right? Maybe something you'd want to congratulate them on in your messaging, right? So as you can see, we didn't scrape an email this time. Here we go. No email found. Could not find a submission email. Please enter it manually, right? But if we go to the site here, and let's say we were just doing our own research, the old-fashioned way, looking at the site, seeing what they do. I normally would go to Help and Info, Contact, any of those types of links. We'll start with Help and Info. So there's Contact Us, Support, Compose for DeWolf, right? Right here on the right side is a link, and it tells you right here that you can send it to this email address, demos@dewolfmusic.co.uk. So, and it has a submission guideline. So this tool does not pull all of that. So I don't think it's quite there yet. I wouldn't say only go to this tool if you're going to be submitting to music libraries. For a while, do it the old-fashioned way, but you can use this extractor and overview. It's just a general idea if you don't want to spend a ton of time on, let's say, they only work with artists, or maybe they're non-exclusive and you only want to work with exclusive. Maybe some of that may pop up in the publisher overview. Might save you a little time, but it's about the same as going to the site. But here's where the magic happens. Customize your pitch. So let's say I wanted to send my music. I do hip hop, I do classical, I do orchestral. So I'm just going to put like orchestral, classical. Well, I'm going to do orchestra, hip hop, sports, and tension underscore type stuff. I'll do ambient tension. I think that's what everybody calls it. Ambient tension, right? So there are my genres and styles. We'll include a link. Why not? Let me find one real quick. Disco. There we go. I'll just grab a track real quick, or a playlist, just for the sake of a demo. All right, we'll grab this guy. So share. And if you don't use Disco, this is kind of the industry standard when it comes to sync music and submitting to libraries, music supervisors, and things like that. It puts all of your metadata into one place, and you can upload your stems and everything to that platform. So it's a really cool tool. But all right, so let's put our streaming link in. Information. I saw that you had music in pluribus, right? That may be something you'd want to call out, right? Congratulations. That is huge, right? Awesome. So we're putting a little additional information. You might want to tell them why you'd be a good fit, whatever you want to put in, right? And so let's open our email draft. Oh, email required. So now we need to grab the email that we found here. So I'm just going to copy email address. I'm going to put it in here. All right, so here's our pitch. Good day. I hope this email finds you well. It's almost like they knew it was a British music library. Good day. Good day, old chap. I hope this email finds you well. My name is Jason Dowdy. I'm an orchestral, hip-hop, sports, and ambient tension music producer. I'd probably put a little and there. I saw that you had music in pluribus. Congratulations. That is huge. So you can see it does not do a spell check. It doesn't suggest different ways you could phrase things or anything like that. So this looks pretty much just like a template, but you can customize it any way that you want. Sampling on my music here. Grateful for the opportunity. It gives you a good framework. So if we open the draft, let's say we copy it to the clipboard, we could go to Gmail or a tool like that and put it right in there. Let me just bring up a text file. Let me bring up Notepad. So we can, I just want to test out everything. I want to make sure that, there we go. So you got your to, you got your subject line, and it lists everything out for you. So it's great, especially if you're just getting started and you're just not sure how to approach music libraries. This is a great place to start. All right, so track title generator. Let's go with that. Now for me, I actually find I use AI more to generate the descriptions more than the track title. But if you think about it, the track title is the most important thing. So put yourself in the shoes of a music supervisor who's trying to pick music for a show, right? Your track title needs to say exactly what type of scene, mood, emotion, everything, and it needs to be accurate, and it needs to spell it out for them, right? And it can be specific. So for example, I'll just use this one that I created here. So just created a track. It's called Hall of Fame. It's triumphant, regal. It's all about like being a champion. It's that type of, there's a lot of classical influences. So I'm just going to take the description from that. I'm going to put it in here, and let's see what kind of titles that it comes up with. I called it Hall of Fame, Rising Summit, Nostalgic Memory, Dramatic Horizon, Epic Rising, Triumphant Journey, Timeless Revisiting. Some of these are good. I would say, maybe, let's see if we can generate more. I would say the closest would be like Epic Rising or Triumphant Journey. epic conquering. It comes up with some ideas. They're not necessarily like, you're going to be releasing this music on Spotify or something like that. It's not that type of title generator. It's specifically generating titles for sync music. So, nostalgic memory, that's a little vague, but if it was like Epic Rising, and I was a music supervisor, I'd be like, I need something that's like, triumphant and big and epic and, really shows that we've claimed victory and that type of thing. Epic Rising, Triumphant Journey, those types of things would spell that out for us. All right, so that's that tool. Now let's go to Sync Producer GPT. So this is a really cool tool that Clint put together. You can see this little picture up in there. Think of it as you can ask Clint any question that you have, somebody with over 20 years of experience in the sync licensing world, any question that you have at any time, somebody that's had thousands of placements, right? Let's say, hey, let's just write a question, right? I want to pitch to, let's say, Lemon Cake, but they are asking for 20 tracks, and I think it will be a while before I have those. Would it be smarter to, and Lemon Cake is a music library if you're wondering, smarter to start with 5 tracks, shop that to other libraries, to gain a relationship with a music library earlier, right? So let's say you're just starting out, you have an opportunity, but they're asking for 20 tracks, and you're like, man, that's going to take a long time to make those, it could take 3-4 months to make that many tracks. And you're like, I'd rather start getting the ball rolling, get maybe with another music library first. Let's see what Clint's advice is. Let's see what he says. And this is based on all of his YouTube videos, all of his content, right? It created a model of the way that it would think that Clint would answer, because it basically contains all of the content he's ever created: books, podcasts, Q&A sessions, and all of that stuff, courses, right? So, that's a real common hurdle, fam. It kind of talks like him a little bit. Lemon Case asking for 20 tracks off the bat is a commitment for sure. Here's the deal. While having a bigger catalog ready is always the goal, waiting until you have 20 perfectly sync-ready tracks before you pitch anywhere can slow you down big time. My take, it's smarter to start with a solid 5 to 10 tracks that are absolutely locked in for sync readiness. Think proper structure, clean endings, no uncleared samples, all of that good stuff. Get those tracks polished, make sure your metadata is tight, and then absolutely start pitching those to other libraries that may have a lower entry threshold. Think of it this way: every successful pitch, even with a smaller catalog, builds reputation and gets your music heard. It's better to get some music out there earning and making connections than waiting for a magic number of tracks. You can always build towards that 20-track goal for Lemon Cake in the background. Consistency is key, right? 1 track a week, you'll hit that 20 in no time, while other tracks are already out there working for you. Does that kind of break it down for you? Let me know if you want to dig deeper on where to find those other libraries and how to really dial in those first few tracks. So there you go. Any question that you have, it's pretty close to how Clint would answer it. I wish Clint were here. He could tell you exactly if that's how he would answer it. But I think that's some pretty solid advice. All right. So the last thing we're going to demo is the Split Sheet Assistant and the Signature Dashboard. I've heard that you can send this for electronic signatures, which this is where I was talking about saving money. If you go to a site like DocuSign or something like that, you can sign up for an account and you could probably get like up to 3 contracts for free that you could send to people to digitally sign, which is cool. That's what I've been doing. But I have found that, let's say you made a mistake, you use a wrong artist name or something like that, and you need to revise it. Well, every one of those counts as a contract, and you're going to use those 3, even if you're only collaborating with one person, you're going to use those 3 up pretty quick. And then you got to sign up for another dashboard or something like that. So this, as long as you are a VIP member, I believe this is a VIP. I think this whole producer suite is a VIP tier of membership. But as long as you're doing that, you're saving the money that you might be spending on a digital signing platform. So let's try it out. This is my first time trying it out. We might hit some hiccups. Let's go. Let's see what happens. So I just did a collaboration with Michael Connor, who did the strings on a track called Going Hard. It is a sports hip hop track. And I'm just going to put Jason Dowdy and Michael Connor. Actually, I think I need to use his middle name because actually, I think I need to use my middle initial to tell you the truth. There we go. Because, pros, if there's somebody else with your name, you have to add a middle initial, middle name, that type of thing. But those are the artists. So let's start with this. Jason D. Dowdy. I am producer. Ownership, we're going to do a 50-50 split. I'm going to put my email address in here. All right, but I'm not putting my phone number in. I am part of ASCAP. Put my IPI in. Publisher, no publisher yet. I'll let the music library handle the publisher side of things. Once we actually have a deal lined up for this track, so they'll add that when they register the music with our pros for us. All right, so we have that. Let's go ahead and add another contributor. So Michael Adrian Connor, he's going to get 50% of the writers. I guess technically we both, publisher ownership would be 50%. So we both own the publishing, even though we're not registered, or he might be, but I'm not a registered publisher with MyPro. Interesting. It's not asking for will complete their info when signing. Oh, see, I gathered his info before this recording this video for this tutorial, but it's going to send it to him. He's going to fill it out. And so that saves you the trouble of having to collect it before you come to this form, which is pretty awesome. All right. So let's generate the split sheet. Send for digital signature. Or download. Let's send for digital signature, and then we'll download later. All right. Email sent to 2 contributors. They'll receive a link to sign the spreadsheet. Okay, let's check my email. This is interesting. Let's check my email, see if it came in. Here we go. Sync producer. Review. Okay, here it is. Let's see how I can sign it. Signing process pending. Okay. Oh, you can draw it or type it. Oh, this is great. I'm just going to use my mouse. And my signature is not that pretty, so do not judge. Hold on. Let's try it again. Signing with the mouse is not easy. Just so you know. All right, there we go. All right. Got to have a little more control with your signature. And you could just type your name in as well. All right, that's pretty close. So we're going to submit signature. There we go. It has all of my information. And now Michael Adrian Connor is waiting for, it's waiting for him to sign. Once he signs that, it'll give me a notification. And then I'll be able to download the signed contract between us with the 50-50 split. All right, so Michael Connor was nice enough to show me what it looks like on the other side when you receive that request. You can see there's a signature request that came up, and this is on his mobile device, so you can do this on your mobile device, no problem. You just click the review, the split sheet. It brings up the Sync Producer AI Suite, the agreement, the ownership split. If you agree to the terms, you just go in, you fill out your phone number, your pro IPI number, publisher ownership, all of those types of things. So, and out of privacy concerns, we're going to make sure we blur out all of Michael Connor's information here, except for his IPI. Everybody knows your IPI and your pro, right? But anyway, we are filling this in. So all you do is you go on your mobile device, you plug in the numbers, your publisher name, publisher ownership, all of that. Like I said, I haven't registered as a publisher, so I left mine blank. So you don't necessarily have to do that. Michael Connor has a publisher. He signed up with SOCAN, looks like, as a publisher, which is great. He's going ahead and signing that. All right, you hit done, and now this is where the magic happens. You can just sign with your finger on your mobile device. There he goes. He has done that, and we're going to roll it on down, submit signature, and it's that easy. So once you do that, you will receive a notification in your email that looks like this. Split sheet completed, and you will have a downloadable PDF. All right, and then this is what the final agreement looks like. It's between us two. You can see we have a 50-50 split with the writers and the publishers. There is a one-stop clause, so make sure that if you are getting into an agreement with another collaborator, that you agree to these terms, right? There wasn't any place to adjust the split sheet agreement that I saw in the tool. So it automatically gives you a one-stop clause, which means either one of you could sell it at any point. I would say have the common courtesy to reach out to your collaborators if there's a deal on the table to make sure they're okay with the terms. That's what I do. But what this sheet says is that you don't actually have to from a legal perspective, but for, you know, having a good relationship and that type of thing, it's a good idea to do that. And then income distribution will be split according to the percentages noted above. Any monies split agreed upon percentages portions forwarded within 30 days of receipt. So if one person collects the money, they have 30 days to distribute it. Most of the time you don't have to worry about that, especially if you sign with a music licensing company, because they're the ones who register your music and they're the ones that collect for you and distribute it to whatever parties you name when you give them their deliverables. So this is what the final piece of paper looks like. It has signatures. It's a split agreement. It's easy peasy. Let me hop back into the video and talk to you for a minute. All right, so that was a little peek behind the curtain of the Sync Producer Hub. It's really going to be able to help you, especially if you're worried about competing with AI. Don't compete with it. Embrace it and use it to your advantage. And you saw the courses and the tools that can help you do that. If you're interested in getting your music into TV and film, just go ahead and click the link that's in the description. It'll give you more. It'll let you know what's in the hub, what can help you, and what can help you get started with that. It's been working for me. I've been going at it pretty hard for over a year now. I've had over 120 placements. I'm almost at 130. I'm at 129. I've had my music on shows like Saturday Night Live, Dateline NBC, Good Morning America, like all of these types of shows, right? Netflix. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, come check us out in the hub. But if not, hopefully this has helped you at least get an idea of how to get started with your music and sync licensing and to get it into TV and film. All right, cool. I'll see you in the next one.